Hey everyone, ready to explore China with me? Let's dive into the top 15 best places you absolutely have to visit in this amazing country. We're talking ancient wonders, breathtaking scenery, and maybe even some questionable food choices along the way. Okay, maybe not, gotta keep it PG, but seriously, get ready to have your minds blown by epic history, stunning landscapes, and experiences you won't find anywhere else. So, buckle up, grab your chopsticks, you'll need them. And let's get this adventure started. First up, the big daddy of all walls, the Great Wall of China. This thing is so massive, they say it's the only man-made structure visible from space. Now, I don't know who's up there checking, but I'm pretty sure they've got better things to look at like, I don't know, exploding stars. But hey, I'm not an astronaut, yet. What I do know is that this wall stretches for thousands of miles, built over centuries by different dynasties. Imagine being the guy at the end of the wall like, yo, how much further? Talk about a workout, right? Speaking of workouts, you think they had protein shakes back then? Because hauling those giant bricks couldn't have been easy. They say it was built to keep out invaders, but honestly, if I saw this wall, I'd be turning around like, nope, not today. But seriously, the history behind this wall is incredible. It's a testament to human ingenuity and, let's be real, a whole lot of manpower. Next time you're struggling to build that IKEA bookshelf, just remember the Great Wall and think, hey, at least I'm not doing that. Next stop, the Forbidden City. Now this place is huge. We're talking 9,999 and a half rooms. Okay, I made that half a room up, but still, that's a lot of rooms. Imagine trying to find your way around this place. You'd need a GPS, a compass, and maybe a trail of breadcrumbs, Hansel and Gretel style. This was the imperial palace for centuries, home to emperors and I'm guessing a whole lot of royal drama. Can you imagine the family reunions? Hey, Uncle Emperor, long time no see. So about borrowing a few thousand gold coins. They say the Forbidden City got its name because commoners were forbidden from entering, which, let's be honest, is probably for the best. Can you imagine getting lost in there? You'd be wandering around for days, bumping into ancient artifacts and maybe even a ghost or two, but hey, at least you'd have 9,999 rooms to choose from for your nap time. Just make sure you don't accidentally sit on the Emperor's throne. So, if you ever find yourself in Beijing, make sure to check out the Forbidden City. Just don't blame me if you can't find your way out. Picture this. You're a farmer in China, just chilling, looking for some good Wi-Fi signal. Suddenly, bam! You stumble upon thousands of life-size terracotta soldiers buried underground. That's exactly what happened in 1974 when some lucky farmers found the terracotta army. Who needs metal detectors when you can trip over an ancient wonder, right? Over 8,000 soldiers, each with unique expressions and weapons. And they didn't just stop at soldiers. There are chariots, horses, the whole shebang. Seriously, this discovery was huge. Now I know what you're thinking. Ryan, are you telling me these terracotta soldiers are just chilling underground, doing nothing? Well, yeah, pretty much. But hey, they've been guarding Emperor Qin Shi Huang's tomb for over 2,000 years. That's gotta count for something, right? Imagine the stories those clay warriors could tell. They've seen it all. Dynasties rise and fall, fashion trends come and go, and probably even a few pigeons using their heads as restrooms. And speaking of Emperor Qin Shi Huang, this guy was kind of a big deal. He was the first emperor to unify China, and he wasn't afraid to show off. I mean, who else builds a massive terracotta army just to hang out with them in the afterlife? So, if you're ever in China, do yourself a favor and check out the terracotta army. Just try not to wake them up, okay? Alright guys, buckle up because we're about to enter a real-life Pandora. Forget those blue aliens though. This place is all about towering sandstone pillars covered in lush greenery. It's like something straight out of a fantasy movie, and you won't believe it until you see it with your own two eyes. Welcome to Zhangjiajie National Forest Park, where the mountains defy gravity and the air is so fresh it'll make you want to bottle it up and sell it on eBay. This place is so stunning, it even inspired the floating mountains in the movie Avatar. Now, I'm not saying there are giant blue cat people roaming around or anything, but you might start feeling like you're on another planet. It's that surreal. Just imagine yourself hiking through this otherworldly landscape surrounded by towering peaks that seem to pierce the clouds. You'll feel like you're walking through a Chinese painting come to life.
But hold on, we're not done yet. Get ready for the ultimate test of bravery, the Zhangjiajie Glass Bridge, the highest and longest glass-bottom bridge in the world. Imagine walking across a transparent bridge suspended hundreds of feet in the air. Yeah, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. If you're feeling brave, go for it. Just try not to drop your phone while you're taking a selfie.
Alright folks, get ready to hop aboard a bamboo raft, because we're about to embark on a journey down one of the most picturesque rivers in the world, the Li River. This ain't no ordinary river cruise though. We're talking about a landscape so stunning, it'll make you want to ditch your phone and just soak in the views. Seriously, you'll be surrounded by towering karst peaks, lush bamboo forests, and crystal clear waters that reflect the beauty all around. It's like stepping into a classic Chinese painting but with better snacks and fewer brushstrokes. As you cruise down the Li River, you'll feel your worries melt away like ice cream on a hot summer day. The gentle rocking of the raft, the sound of the water lapping against the sides, and the breathtaking scenery will lull you into a state of pure bliss. But the Li River is more than just a pretty face. It's also steeped in history and culture. Along the way, you'll see ancient villages, rice paddies that stretch as far as the eye can see, and maybe even a few water buffalo taking a dip in the river. And if you're lucky, you might even catch a glimpse of the cormorant fishermen. These guys are like the ninjas of the fishing world, using trained cormorants to dive down and catch fish. It's like a scene straight out of National Geographic, but with fewer David Attenborough voiceovers. So, whether you're a history buff, a nature lover, or just looking for a relaxing getaway, the Li River is a must-see destination in China. It's a place where you can escape the hustle and bustle of city life and reconnect with the beauty of the natural world. Just be sure to pack your camera and your sense of adventure. Picture this. You're strolling down a waterfront promenade, wind in your hair, knockoff designer sunglasses on your face, feeling like $1,000,000. Look around. On one side, towering skyscrapers straight out of a futuristic movie, and on the other side, bam! Grand colonial-era buildings. That's the magic of the Bund in Shanghai. East met West, creating a photogenic architectural genius. Seriously, the skyline here is something else. Now, I know what you're thinking. Ryan, this all sounds great, but will I even be able to order a cheeseburger there? Okay, first of all, why are you trying to order a cheeseburger in China? Expand your horizons. Shanghai is super international, so you'll find all kinds of food. But the real adventure is trying out the local cuisine. Delicious dumplings, mouth-watering noodles, and Peking duck that will make you question your entire existence. Just brush up on your Mandarin or download a translation app. Unless you're fluent in pointing and nodding, in which case you're good. Shanghai's public transportation system is on point. The maglev train literally levitates on magnets. It can reach speeds of up to 430 kilometers per hour. That's really fast, okay? Imagine getting across the city in the time it takes to finish your bubble tea. It's wild. Alright folks, buckle up because we're about to ascend to new heights, literally. This next destination is the Potala Palace in Tibet, perched high on a mountain. 13 stories high, over 1,000 rooms, and enough stairs to make your legs scream. But the views from the top are worth every step. Imagine gazing out over snow-capped mountains, prayer flags fluttering in the wind. The Potala Palace is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a masterpiece of Tibetan architecture. Now I know what you're thinking. Ryan, this is all starting to sound a little too zen for me. Where are the roller coasters, the all-you-can-eat buffets? Okay, so maybe the Potala Palace isn't exactly Disneyland, but it offers a different kind of thrill. We're talking about a journey of self-discovery, a chance to connect with your inner peace, or at the very least, a chance to get some killer Instagram photos. Just imagine yourself striking a pose with those majestic mountains as your backdrop. But in all seriousness, the Potala Palace is a place of deep spiritual significance for Tibetans. It's the former residence of the Dalai Lama, and it's considered to be a sacred site. So when you visit, remember to be respectful of the local customs and traditions. That means no loud music, no wearing revealing clothing, and definitely no trying to sneak past the guards to get a selfie with the Dalai Lama's toothbrush. Trust me, it's not worth the international incident. Alright, my fellow travelers, let's trade those towering mountains and ancient palaces for something a little more chill. Say hello to West Lake in Hangzhou, a place so serene and picturesque it'll make you want to ditch your phone. Or maybe just take a nap under a willow tree. Either way, West Lake is the epitome of tranquility. We're talking shimmering waters, graceful bridges, lush islands, and pagodas that seem to rise out of the mist. Speaking of boats, did you know that West Lake is considered to be one of the most romantic spots in all of China? It's true. Legend has it that a heartbroken serpent transformed into the lake after being separated from his true love. And if that's not enough to get you in the mood for love, I don't know what is. So grab your significant other, or your favorite travel buddy, and prepare to be swept away by the beauty and romance of West Lake. Take a leisurely stroll across the broken bridge, which is said to be a lucky spot for couples. Rent a tandem bike and explore the lakeside paths, stopping to admire the blooming lotus flowers and ancient temples. Or, if you're feeling really adventurous, you can even hire a traditional Chinese gondola and have a gondolier serenade you with romantic ballads. Just maybe brush up on your Mandarin love songs beforehand. Alright guys, get ready to twist your tongues because we're headed to Zhangjiajie Valley. Pronouncing it might be harder than finding a parking spot at Disneyland on Christmas, but trust me, the view is worth the struggle. Zhangjiajie literally translates to Nine Village Valley, which, thankfully, is way easier to say. The name comes from the 9 Tibetan villages scattered throughout the valley. Don't worry, you won't have to visit all 9, unless you're into that kind of thing. No judgment here. This place is basically Mother Nature showing off. We're talking crystal clear lakes in every shade of blue and green you can imagine. Waterfalls cascading down mountainsides like something out of a Bob Ross painting, and lush forests that'll make you want to hug a tree. Just make sure it's not a grumpy tree, and if you're lucky, you might even spot a giant panda munching on bamboo. Just don't get too close. Zhangjiajie is famous for its multicolored lakes, which get their vibrant hues from mineral deposits and plant life. It's like someone spilled a giant box of crayons all over the valley. One of the most famous lakes is called Five Flower Lake, shimmering with 5 different colors. Another must-see is the Nuerlang Waterfall, one of the widest waterfalls in China. Imagine Niagara Falls, but with a backdrop of snow-capped mountains and colorful forests. Alright folks, buckle up because we're about to climb Mount Huangshan, one of China's most famous and, dare I say, most Instagrammable mountains. Get ready for epic views, gravity-defying pine trees, and maybe even a glimpse of a mythical creature or two. It's like stepping into a classic Chinese painting with its misty peaks, winding trails, and ancient temples. Mount Huangshan is famous for its sea of clouds, creating the illusion that you're floating above the world. Now let's talk about those pine trees. Mount Huangshan is known for its unique pine trees, growing at impossible angles. Seriously, these trees laugh in the face of gravity. Each tree has its own unique shape and personality. Mount Huangshan also has hot springs, waterfalls, and ancient temples. It's an unforgettable adventure in China. Alright guys, get ready to meet the big guy, the one and only Lashan giant Buddha. And when I say giant, I mean giant. Carved into a cliff face back in the 8th century, this UNESCO World Heritage Site is the largest stone Buddha in the world. The Lashan giant Buddha is so big, it's actually hard to take it all in at once. It's like trying to look at the sun. Now let's talk about the construction of this behemoth. It took over 90 years and thousands of workers to complete the Lashan giant Buddha. The engineering behind this statue is mind-blowing. The workers had to carve the entire thing out of the cliff face using only hand tools. It's like the ancient Chinese version of the pyramids, but with a much friendlier face. Be prepared to be amazed by the sheer scale and artistry of this ancient wonder. Alright guys, buckle up because we're heading to Yangshuo, a place that's straight out of a Chinese painting, but like a really cool one with mountains that look like they're wearing green fuzzy hats. Seriously, these karst mountains are insane. You know those desktop backgrounds with the misty mountains and the little boats floating on the water? Yeah, that's Yangshuo. Except you know it's real life and you can actually go there. And trust me, you'll want to. Picture this. You're chilling on a bamboo raft drifting down the Li River surrounded by these majestic karst mountains. The air is fresh, the sun is shining, and you're thinking, man, Nigga Higa was right, this place is lit. Okay, maybe not the last part, but you get the idea. Yangshuo is all about that chill vibe, but with a side of adventure, which brings us to our next point. So you've taken your Instagram-worthy photos of the karst mountains, now what? Well, my friends, Yangshuo is like that friend who's not only good-looking but also super adventurous and down to try anything. We're talking rock climbing, hiking, biking, you name it. There are trails winding through those mountains just begging to be explored. And if you're feeling really brave, you can even try caving. Just, watch out for bats. But hey, if extreme sports aren't your thing, no worries. Yangshuo has something for everyone. You can rent a bike and explore the countryside, go for a swim in a waterfall, or just relax and enjoy the scenery. Seriously, even if you just sit there and stare at the mountains all day, you'll still have an amazing time in Yangshuo. It's that beautiful. But hey, maybe try to do at least one adventurous thing, you know, for the vlog. Alright guys, let's talk about gardens. No, not your grandma's backyard with the gnomes and the plastic pink flamingos. We're talking about the Suzhou gardens, which are basically like the Beyoncé of gardens. Elegant, sophisticated, and way too cool to be called just a garden. Seriously, these gardens are like walking into a living, breathing work of art. We're talking meticulously designed landscapes, serene ponds filled with koi fish, and pavilions that look like they belong in a fairy tale. Imagine strolling through these gardens, the scent of flowers in the air, the sound of water trickling from a fountain. You might even forget you're in the middle of a bustling city. It's that peaceful. But hey, don't take my word for it. Come see for yourself why the Suzhou Gardens are considered some of the most beautiful gardens in the world. Just, try not to step on any bonsai trees, okay? Now, there are actually 9 different Suzhou gardens, each with its own unique charm and character. But don't worry, you don't have to choose just one. You can easily spend a whole day exploring these gardens and still not see everything. And speaking of getting lost, some of these gardens even have mazes. So if you're feeling adventurous, and maybe a little competitive, you can challenge your friends to a maze race. Loser buys the dumplings, obviously. But even if you're not a fan of mazes, there's still plenty to keep you entertained in the Suzhou Gardens. You can sip tea in a traditional tea house, watch a performance of Chinese opera, or just find a peaceful spot to relax and soak up the beauty. Just remember to bring your camera because trust me, you're gonna want to capture every moment in this Instagram-worthy wonderland. And hey, maybe even send me a postcard while you're at it. Yo, we're heading to Hong Kong, baby. This place is like the New York City of Asia, but with way better food, just saying. We're talking about a city that's always buzzing, 24/7, 365. You could wander around for hours and still feel like you haven't even scratched the surface. And speaking of scratching the surface, you know you've made it in Hong Kong when you can afford a penthouse overlooking this insane skyline. I mean, look at it, it's like a scene straight out of Blade Runner, but with less rain and more dim sum. Don't even get me started on the food, we'll be here all day. From street food stalls hawking delicious dumplings to Michelin star restaurants serving up culinary masterpieces, Hong Kong's got it all. And the best part? You can literally stumble out of a club at 4 a.m. and find yourself a steaming hot bowl of noodles. Tell me that's not living the dream. But Hong Kong isn't just about the hustle and bustle. You can find pockets of peace and quiet amidst the chaos if you know where to look. Take a stroll through Hong Kong Park, escape the city on a hike, or hop on a ferry to one of the outlying islands. And if you're an adrenaline junkie, don't worry, Hong Kong's got you covered. You can go bungee jumping off a skyscraper, ride a roller coaster on a mountaintop, or just try to navigate the crowds during rush hour. Talk about an extreme sport, but seriously, Hong Kong is a city that truly has something for everyone. Whether you're a foodie, a shopaholic, a history buff, or just looking for an adventure, you're guaranteed to have an unforgettable time in this dynamic city. Just be prepared to pay a premium for the experience because this city ain't cheap. Alright guys, buckle up because we're about to enter the adorable zone. That's right, we're talking about pandas. And not just any pandas, we're talking about baby pandas. Get ready for maximum cuteness overload at the Chengdu research base of giant panda breeding. This place is basically panda heaven with acres of bamboo forests, climbing structures, and even a panda kindergarten. You can watch these cuddly creatures munch on bamboo, play fight with their siblings, or just laze around being irresistibly cute. Trust me, you'll want to smuggle one home in your suitcase. But before you do, remember that these are endangered animals, and the Chengdu Research Base is playing a vital role in their conservation. They're doing amazing work to protect these gentle giants and ensure their survival for future generations. So, yeah, maybe leave the panda smuggling to the professionals. Now I know what you're thinking, Ryan, pandas are cute and all, but aren't they just lazy bamboo eaters? And to that I say, you clearly haven't seen a panda in action. These guys may look cuddly, but they've got some serious strength hidden beneath all that fluff. They can climb trees like nobody's business, they're surprisingly agile, and they can even hold their own in a bamboo sword fight. Okay, maybe not the last one, but you get the point. Pandas are more than just cute faces, they're fascinating creatures with a lot to offer. So, if you're ever in China, do yourself a favor and visit the Chengdu research base of giant panda breeding. You'll get to see these amazing animals up close and personal, learn about the important conservation efforts being made, and maybe even get to witness a panda sneeze. Trust me, it's cuter than it sounds. Well, there you have it, folks. Our whirlwind tour of China's top 15 destinations has come to an end. From the majestic Great Wall to the adorable pandas of Chengdu, we've covered it all. I hope this video has inspired you to add China to your travel bucket list because trust me, it's an experience you won't soon forget. But hey, this is just a taste of what China has to offer. There are countless other hidden gems waiting to be discovered, so get out there and explore. Just remember to pack your appetite, your sense of adventure, and maybe a few extra memory cards for your camera, because you're gonna need them. Thanks for joining me on this virtual tour of China. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more travel adventures. See you next time.